This is it, guys. This is where it starts. This is where the $1,000 gets decided. We've already had $100 decided, this third, fourth place.
$700 difference here.
Exactly. And that is massive. The Absurd have taken it home every single time. You know how nice that is? $1,000 a month? And just come right in and just wipe everyone out?
Yeah, we'll have to take looking at the opening splits. Fanaram gonna push far here. You know, he usually plays Medigard or has been, but he's gonna be playing this weird build. He's not even playing DD. It's so odd. We'll have to take a look at what he's gonna do in this 1v1 against, it looks like Backpack. Backpack really actually good for that matter on the NG here. Taking a look at the midpoint there. Pretty aggressive push coming out from the Absurd, getting really close to the point, not expecting any burst play from Team Rocket.
And we do have Backpack going down just a little bit, but he's able to, of course, sustain right back up. And the blue point...
Oh, Dustin, though! Oh, man, Toker under so much pressure. Vampirin's going to actually save his life. Oh, man, Vampirin's MVP, am I right?
Dude, this is why I'm feeling the Vampirins. Everyone switch to it. You're going to stay alive and stuff.
Never
go down.
Yeah, he's getting so low. Anya going to stay on top of him. Anya getting low himself. Toker is taken into the downstate here. They're on top of the res. Good banish, but the banish just knocks him right into the wall. Doesn't do anything. That's a... Oh, man, I wanted to say that's a little rough for Team Rocket. They should be okay for the time being, though. Nos getting pretty low as well. He actually swapped to Plague, so he's not running Lich. He's going to be running Plague for him here. I did not notice that. We'll have to see how that works out for him as he is under a lot of heat at this midpoint. And one cap still ticking in favor of the Absurd.
Yep, and on the far side, by the way, the 1v1 between Backpack and Phantom has been going on constantly. Now, very briefly, Backpack was able to go very low. Phantom as well went rather low as well, but they're just kind of healing back up. Backpack, though, is just a little bit behind in hit points consistently. That midpoint, though, I think is much more important right now.
Yeah, it looks like we did see the banner come out from yes, that would be H-Man, but Anya going to be taken out in the process. Toker getting pretty low. Anya, no way that res is coming out. He's going to fully die. Oh, man. Border Boy Dustin gets his heal off. Should be okay for the time being. Backpack. Could he lose this 1v1 against Banner?
He goes this low.
Oh, man.
He just kind of goes that low, gets healed up a little bit, and re-engages, and then he's just going to kind of rinse and repeat as best he can. Although,
man, Backpack, this is going to... You know, this is actually a pretty good matchup for Fanaram. You know, he knows the enemy team has 2 NGs, so Swirling Wind's really going to help him. Back at the midpoint, though, we did see H-Man get taken down. Sunfish going to be taken down. Hibify running for his life here. And I think we're going to see the Absurd wipe up this fight and start out with a 75-point lead before the first, you know, kind of, not a full team wipe, but big wipe coming out here.
And, of course, then we have a 2 versus 1. Fanaram trying to hold on, and, well, he's down.
He got plus by Anya off a respawn, so that's going to help. Got the first 5 points of the game for Team Rocket. Florida Boy Dustin, excuse me, that'd be Toker. Oh, the burst coming out from this blue team. Vampirins once again, making sure he doesn't die. He's going to be taken down, though.
Although Team Rocket, this is looking pretty good for them. They are able to get 2 kills here. Although Toker might be able to get away.
Too many Condis. Too many Condis going to be onto him. Has hardly any Condi clear, so the Absurd are going to be forced back to the 2 points. That's okay for them, though. They don't mind that as long as they're able to, you know, start. They have a 150-point lead right now. As long as they're able to start out with that big lead and move back to 2 points, they're going to be just fine. Starting out with a massive lead. They
just have to stonewall their opponent, stop from coming through the important points of the map, and it should be pretty just easy from there. Just kind of step 1, 2, 3, rinse and repeat. You should be fine as the Absurd, right? Yeah,
Fanaram going to actually go off a respawn, trying to fight against Backpack once again. They're going to be stuck in that 1v1 most of this game, no doubt whatsoever. So over at the midpoint, it's going to be the next big team fight. It looks like members of the Absurd starting to lose a little health here. Nos has Plague up in about 15 seconds. He should be good. But 5 gauge is going to be taken into the downstate here. Is going to get instantly rezzed. Wakey and Nos on top of that. Pretty good effort coming out from the Absurd thus far at mid.
Yeah, they are able to take that control. Of course, Backpack on the far side is just desperately trying to hold on against Phantom, who is starting to get some control of the point, starting to try to get that cap back, but they are trading back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Back at the mid, we do have one fight still continuing on. You can see the hit points going in favor of the Absurd for the majority of the fight. However, there are brief moments where you do see something out of Team Rocket, but they are starting to have to fall back, really give up on this midpoint, maybe just recoup.
No, the Absurd are going to actually take this one, and it looks like we're going to see Team Rocket piece the sides. So they're not out of this one. Well, don't get me wrong.
They've got to kind of reconnoiter, though.
Backpack forced Fanaram out of here, and actually did well in that. He did really well in that 1v1. It looks like he actually cleaned up shop, forced Phantom out, but made the Absurd regroup here.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the Absurd can just kind of move on to backpack. Can he get away?
Bad rotations coming out from Team Rocket. They're gonna have 3 people, excuse me, against 5Gauge over at the mine. They didn't needed that. They needed help over at the henge to help Backpack, and Backpack was forced off. Decap came out for the Absurd, going to continue to have the same lead that they had just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, and with that weird flip up, we've got Backpack able to get towards the mid, where he might be able to take on Wakey 1v1 if he's brave enough for it. Elsewhere on the map, you've got Anya kind of taking down 5Gauge. 5Gauge going to try to hold on here, but I don't think he's going to last all that long.
Sunfish and Anya roaming together, that's a pretty good duo. As long as they're able to take numbers down, not waste a whole lot of time. We are going to see them make way at the midpoint, as we do see Hibify actually taken down over at the henge. Phantom and Toker, were able to take him out. Nas going to be sustaining as long as he can at the mid with that Plague Form. He should be okay until reinforcements arrive. Yeah,
should be just fine. Now, on the way, we do have Dustin, who is Toker, almost towards the mid right there, taking a little focus onto, is that Hib? No, that's Hib's elsewhere on the map and completely down, so we do
Look at Nas. Nas taking into the downstate.
No.
Wakey has banner.
Oh,
the interrupt came out.
Should be fine. I think they should be able to get the
interrupt. Oh, man, will they get that stomp? They do get the stomp. Really good play coming out from Team Rocket. They want to get back into it. Needs to be right now, but the health pools for them aren't looking so great. Anya, under a little bit of pressure, needs to be very careful about what he does. It looks like he's going to be okay, as Phantom trying to put out the deeps at this midpoint. H-Man getting pretty low, but so is Toker. Vampire's, man, they're helping him out. He's taken down, though, nonetheless.
It'll happen eventually, but it was that little bit more difficult.
And Wakey, once again, Wakey's taken out. We're going to see a 2-cap, more than likely, coming out for Team Rocket, trying to get back into this one. We do see Phantom going to go around this beach, probably take the long way over to the... No, he's just going to light flash back over here and try and take out Anya. So pretty good play from Phantom. A little missed diversion there. Trying to do what he can.
Anya's still up, though. Just
barely hanging by a thread.
Actually, that was less than 100 hit points.
Yeah. H-Man, oh man, he's getting pretty low. Has banner for the rest of his teammates, but nothing to keep himself alive. Oh, he does get taken down. His combustive shot was caught in the swirling winds. That is unfortunate, as those Condis will take him down. We do see Anya throwing down the SR. The crate from 5Gauge, not going to let him solo get the res. That's a pretty good interrupt coming out from 5Gauge.
Yeah, but that's going to be an H-Man and
Sonya.
Oh, wait, H-Man's back up. That's going to work out, and then Anya's back up as well.
So is Nas. Man, just both teams just rezzing both their players. Really good efforts coming out from both of them as a team, as a whole.
Yeah, that's something you really don't get as much with some of these teams that aren't really used to each other. With the Absurd, it's really expected that they're going to be able to execute at the right time and make it work. Team Rocket, though, not as experienced. Sometimes you kind of doubt against a team of this caliber that they're going to be able to execute, that the Absurd isn't going to shut them down. Pretty
good play from Backpack. He saw Dustin went for that decap over the henge. He got the decap against 5. Going to be in a 1v1. The only point is ticking in favor of Team Rocket. Hiba going to be in a 1v1 against Phantom, and we saw how troubling that was for Backpack earlier. Hibify going to have the same troubles. I don't think he was fully reset at the start of that fight, but nonetheless, he's going to be forced out, and the decap coming out, and we do see Absurd holding on to that henge point. Only team holding one right now.
But there's Wakey completely on the respawn there, which is going to give just a breath of fresh air to Team Rocket. They're going to have that 4v5 that they can kind of lean back on and kind of get control back, start to maybe take control of the tempo, and start to just really dictate the pace of their opponent if they can.
Backpack got caught in the wells. That was unfortunate. He's going to get a Zeal off. He should be okay at the midpoint. Oh, man. Hibify actually going to leave Anya in that 1v2, so Anya going to die. We're going to see 2-cap, despite numbers advantage, come out in favor of the Absurd. Once again, hitting that 350-point mark. 6.5 minutes left to go. The Absurd looking really strong, taking number 1.
Why do you leave Anya in the
I think it was just a little bit of a, we've lost this fight, let's bail out of here. Hiba was more than likely pretty low. I don't think he was just like, oh, I'm just going to leave you for this other fight. I think it was lost, and you kind of got to fend for yourself in the sense that if you're going to lose a fight, you're going to lose that 2v2, do everything you can to get yourself out first before you can help your teammates, because if you can't even get out yourself, your teammate's not going to get out more than likely.
Yeah,
so.
and someone probably has to stay behind because you need to keep them there.
Yeah, that's a good
point. You don't
point.
need them chasing you down and really making matters worse while you're trying to just at least salvage yourselves.
Exactly. So we do see 5Gauge and Wakey under a little bit of pressure, 3v2 at the midpoint. We are going to see, looks like Anya going to plus this fight, as well as Phantom. And coming off a respawn, Nas going to go and help out Dustin over at the mine. No, but we do see at mid, 5Gauge was taken into the downstate. Going to fully die. That's a good pickup. Numbers advantage, but ultimately, Absurd still 2-capping. Team Rocket looking to take game number 1, hitting about 415 points now.
Hib trying to get back up, maybe salvage a little bit of this for Team Rocket. 234 to 418.
There,
yeah, it's not going to quite happen there. But it's just really a strong effort. You got to give it to Team Rocket there. making them work for it, but not quite bringing it to the point where I think Absurd are truly worried. They're just recognizing, I think, that, wow, this is quite a fight going for us, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, despite the Absurd actually losing a couple members in these fights, they're still 2-capping. Now they're 3-capping. Team Rocket just absolutely dominating from more, basically the beginning of this game. They looked really strong at the start, despite class swaps from 2 members.
It always seems like when the Absurd are in a match and they're not doing well in one facet or another, like they're not winning the team fights, they're always playing the cap points well, and they're keeping control there, even if they're losing the points. And if they're losing cap points, they're just dominating in the fights so hard that they just get to take them back when they're done wiping out their opponent. It always seems like it's one or the other for them. They never forget about both of those elements of the gameplay and how to take advantage of them and how to make sure they keep them under control and also keep tabs on what's going on in that respect.
Yeah, even when we saw Radioactive against the Absurd, Radioactive put up a better fight, and we still have Toker on his alt class and Fanaram back on Ellie, but he's not playing DDL, he's playing Dagger Focus, so even Radioactive put a better fight. I'm a little shocked by what we just saw in that last game.
Do you think that lineup did throw off Team Rocket a little bit?
I think it played in their advantage, to be honest. Maybe they didn't expect Fanaram to play that very, very weird build that we don't really see very often in competitive PvP. But Toker on NG, I mean, he even said so himself, it's his alt class. Like, he has experience on it, but not nearly as much as he does on his Steve.
And so, do you think... Wait, is that a statement? Are they saying something with that?
I'm not necessarily certain they're saying anything. I think they may think it works out better with Fanaram's build, perhaps, or maybe as a little bit more sustained, not having the Thief and having the NG. Definitely more sustained.
Although, why do you try that out in like a
trying new things? Oh, they know they made it to the WTS and Clone, so they definitely know that they're probably trying to bring extra things to the table. Seeing how they work in this very, very high tier competitive tournament here, probably seeing how they work out against them. And if it doesn't, go back to their normal stuff in Game 2 and play on their best map, like Zeta Full Fire, and probably take game number 2.
Fair enough. So it makes a lot of sense. You need to work under that kind of a pressure. You need to try things there where your opponent is more motivated to try and win. It makes a lot of sense. So it's just so risky, I feel, because if you lose the first one, go to the second one, and maybe they've actually adjusted to your normal strategy. You could be watching something. Now, are they going back to their normal strategy?
Looks like they're staying on the same stuff here.
All right, let's take a look at the game. We are getting into game number 2. Will the Absurd take it away, become our champions yet again, keeping the crown, or will Team Rocket maybe have a chance?
I'm not so sure. We'll have to see. Team Rocket, they didn't look so strong in that last game. They had some highlights. They definitely did have some high points in that game. Looked pretty good overall, but ultimately the Absurd, just even with Toker and alt and Fanaram running just a little bit of a funky build, still, I don't know about that. We'll have to see, as we do have this game number 2 about to be underway, ladies and gentlemen. If the Absurd do take this one, they will be crowned your victors of the May monthly final. Taking a look at the opening splits. Looks like 5Gauge going to be capping that home node. We do have Backpack going for his home node, so some cross-point play coming out from both teams, no doubt.
Yeah, we could see first engagements going in. In just a moment, there's a little stealth up towards the southern point from our blue team, Team Rocket. This is something we've seen from them before, but the success of it was...
Oh, so 5Gauge actually just going to piece out of here. Oh, but he's going to get caught. Great opening coming out from Team Rocket. That's going to start them out on a really good point here. H-Man really not getting bursted down at the midpoint. We're going to see him give up Graveyard, knowing his team won Quarry. It's okay, because they're going to win Graveyard and Fanaram and the Backpack. Solo 1v1, Toker going to pluses. They need to be careful. It looks like, okay, Ani's going to help him out. That's pretty good play coming out from Team Rocket.
And Backpack's just going to kind of leave for a moment and kind of maybe drag that opponent out and away from the point. Let's make this fight happen somewhere where it's a little bit less sketchy, and then they'll try to go for that re-engage.
Now over at the midpoint, Sunfish under a little bit of pressure from Nos. He should be okay for the time being. Has RF if he absolutely needs. Ooh! Great emote coming out from Nos. Sunfish, though, going to counter it with the RF. He should be okay, able to get that JI out of the wells. And they're going to pressure Nos really hard here. Oh, no ring awarding yet. We'll have to see. Is he going to get it off? He is. So Nos going to be cornered here, and he's probably going to be taken down in just a second. Oh, he gets his heal.
And he was able to get off a very, very brief fear for a moment, which was working to kind of keep him alive a little bit longer. Backup is on the way now. We're into a huge team fight.
Oh, man.
We do have Nos all the way down and out, though, this time.
That was a really good stomp coming out from H-Man, but despite that, 2Cap still in favor of the Abjurd. They did manage to clean up that node at the waterfall. Now it looks like Wakey's under a little bit of pressure. Can they capitalize on the 4v5 situation? I don't know. Actually, it's going to be a 4v4. We do have Backpack going for the decap over at the waterfall and 5-gate, or excuse me, Toker actually following in pursuit over at the quarry. So despite that, the Abjurd still going to be holding on to a 2Cap if no one for Team Rocket follows up to that quarry node push.
Now take a real quick look, 67 to 48. What does that say to you? Does that say the Abjurd are going to be able to catch a lead? Does that say Team Rocket is going to be able to keep up? Because we're watching points go up at the same rate.
I don't know. We're going to say, oh, Toker actually didn't get for the decap, or excuse me, the full cap over at the quarry. We do see Wakey taken into the downstate 5-gauge, getting Slick Shoes 5-gauge going to be taken down as well. Could we see a huge team wipe coming out? Nox going to Plague Res onto 5-gauge. Fanaram trying to do what he can as well. So much cleave. 5-gauge did get banished out there from Sunfish, and Fanaram getting, oh man, could he be taken down as well? This could be a full wipe coming out. Anya, though, under a little bit of pressure as well. H-Man coming in for the stomp, and Wakey gets it, gets Anya back up as Anya was taken down into that fight.
And Fanaram is just going sub 100, and he will be put to the downstate, but he is going to be rezzed back into this fight. 5-gauge, though, they're trying to take him down, and then Fanaram, who was up a moment ago, is right back down into the dirt. Now we do have Nos getting into the fight, going down as well. Wakey, Florida are the only ones left alive right now.
This is going to be Wakey's coming up a respawn. It would be in his best interest to go ahead and go over to that waterfall node where it's already capped. Make sure they hold on to that one and don't get themselves in too bad of a situation here. Toker is not going to be able to. He's not going to be losing this 1v1 against Backpack. Backpack needs to be very careful. Thankfully for him, he's near his base. He can actually peace out and get into there quite easily. He should be okay. So the 2Cap, first time all game coming out in favor of Team Rocket. They're not letting off here, down about 15 points. They are in this game. We could have a good one on our hands here.
Oh man, this is finally it. Now, looking at the points though, it's close, but we still technically have a slight lead for the Abjurd. Do they have other options on the battlefield?
Well, they're a little spread out right now. Fanaram's going to push out 1v1. He's seemingly doing the same thing he used to on DDLE, but playing Dagger Focus. So H-Man going to prematurely leave that point. Will he be able to get on point? That would be a huge pickup. If he he's able to get on the point in time. That's a really, really good play coming out from H-Man, making sure he got back there in time. Over here near the gate, though, Toker forced to use a couple cooldowns to make sure he stays alive, and they're really holding on to this 2Cap pretty well, actually taking their first lead of this game.
That is fantastic for them, just barely surpassing it, as you noticed. Now, we do have Toker going into the downstate for just a moment.
Oh, the banner came out, though. Banner came out from Wakey.
Yeah, Backpack, though, at the same time, on the other side of the team, is having to back off. He has to try and keep himself alive, and in doing so, he might be able to pull some of the attention, but no, it looks like the focus from the Abjurd is going to just stay on target. He's just going to go towards Hib, go towards Sun, stay on everyone else. Backpack can come back when he likes, and there, Hib's in the dirt. Backpack was healing up.
Ooh, can he get
not
this
able.
res? Not's going to try and put out the deep. Sunfish is going to JI onto Toker there, let him die. So the decap did eventually come out near the midway of that fight. We do see, looks like Anya going for the decap over at the waterfall. He has so much more mobility than 5-gauge. He should be able to get it. That's a good pickup over at the quarry. Decap did come out. H-Man does get pulled by Toker. Toker trying to put out the deeps onto him. Not's going to plus the fight. Is going to take him out in the desh route there. So they are going to force, it looks like, Backpack out of this one. And they're going to reclaim that 2Cap that they had just a few minutes ago. But Team Rocket still in this one. They can definitely make a comeback if they're able to get a node, but the 3-Caps inevitably going to be coming out for the Abjurd.
Yeah, really a strong counterplay. You could tell they just said, all right, that's enough. Enough is enough. Let's just turn this one around. Let's turn it back on, and let's just take the fight straight to them. It seemed like a very different kind of focus from the Abjurd that we've seen before.
And it all started out with Chafe going down. So 5-gauge is going to be taken down once again here. Wakey doesn't have banner, remember. Fanaram's going in for the res, but that's not going to happen. So it's looking pretty good over here at the waterfall. The Abjurd just going to say, hey, we've got 2 caps. We started to build up a decent lead right now. We're going to peace out of here. Allow for our guy to get a few seconds extra, time on respawn so we can hold off at this midpoint. We do see H-Man. Looked like he thought about going for that quarry node. Just going to, decide, hey, guys, let's team fight. That's a good move from him. That's okay. They're not out of this one. This is a comeback map if you want to go for a Lord kill. Here we'll have to see what they're going to do in this next fight. Wakey seems to be the primary focus. He's going to be taking about half health here. Slick Shoe's going to land on him, but ultimately Sunfish and Ani seemingly being the targets for the Abjurd.
And you're seeing a lot of the damage going way towards the Abjurd, a lot into the favor of Team Rocket, although in just a moment they are able to turn around. How did the Abjurd just kind of seem to flip it right on its head like that?
It's just how they work, and Toker is under a lot of pressure from a backpack. Backpack not going to let up. Toker, he gets the heal, but had poison on him. Not going to be as effective. Gets the shield block off. Toker just running for his life, using terrain to his advantage. Should be able to get out of here. Back at the mid-fight, though, we did see H-Man taken into the downstate. Wakey was in the downstate as well. Who's going to get the stomp first? Good banish coming out there front. Oh, then there's the banish onto Wakey. Oh, man, the damage from both teams isn't enough. Wakey gets back up into this team fight, going to be taking down H-Man, and that's going to be another secured kill for the Absurd.
Yeah, and then Sunny is trying to back off, is able to heal up just a little bit, so he can maybe just rejoin this fight, but going straight into the downstate. I don't think that...
Oh, he got up, though. Oh. Wakey did die there. It looked like Wakey actually vengeance in that fight, excuse me. Thought they got the res on him. It looked a little bit too quick. Yeah. If you're not that quick, they're not really mercy runes. So, yeah, that was the vengeance, so a little bit of a misplay from Wakey.
But...
You know, they got H-Man down.
Yeah,
they got H-Man in the process. Nas is taken out here. Dustin is taken out. Could we see another 2-cap, possible 2-cap and D-cap comeback coming out for
I mean, it's looking like it. I mean, with the way that we're seeing numerous players on the Absurd just going down in not such a fashion that we've seen before. It's really not that one-sided kind of a fight, and it's not the kind where they finally drop just once. We've got also Backpack onto the...
5-gauge taken out, and it looks like Backpack, like you were saying, getting the D-cap over at the quarry. That's a good pickup. Now they're going to go for this 2-cap. This is it. If they can hold on to this. Oh, but Anya's taking out Wakey. H-Man going in for the stop. The interrupt from Fanaram. They are going to get the res onto Anya. It looks like the banner going to come out from H-Man. I think that was just a little bit too much. Oh, the knockback coming out from Hibify. Great overcharge shot. And they're going to try and spike down Nas. Could this happen? We do see the decap coming out from Toker over at the waterfall. Oh, man, this is so close.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's just going to have it in a moment or two. Backup is on the way. Him and Anya are it's 2v1
Could
in that
direction.
direction.
Oh, Anya's able to get there in time.
Yeah,
that is crucial.
Anya's always been an incredibly flexible player, knowing exactly how to get there at the right time in the right place. Now, H-Man in the mid is going to be able to cap that out. Team Rocket getting that midpoint. And also, of course, you got Backpack versus 5-gauge, a little 1v1 right there. I don't think that's really going to resolve anytime too soon.
I don't know. It can. It depends if who's able to land their CC. They're getting pretty low. Well, they're going to back off. Both have crate, it looks like. No, 5-gauge actually doesn't have crate. So we do see it looks like Sunfish going to be on top of it. Looked like who is it? Toker. Toker's in a bad spot right now. Was forced to drop crate in the middle of nowhere. Anya going to let Sunfish deal with this one. We do see just a 1-cap right now. We're going to see Backpack get the 2-cap and mid still D-cap at this point in time. Warrior versus Warrior, that's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Let's take a look at the waterfall, though.
Now the waterfall is going to have 3 from our blue team, Team Rocket, and 2 from our red team, the Absurd. And this is definitely going into the favor of Team Rocket. You're seeing Fanaram having to back off and leave Toker behind. Toker just in the downstate.
But so was Quarry. 5-gauge actually forced Backpack up there, and this is going to be a huge team fight at the midpoint.
Yeah, we do have that Anya, though, trying to initiate into this fight. I like that, getting a little bit of damage, focusing into the right players. Wakey seems to be the consistent first man to go down. Yeah,
definitely. So, Wakey getting pretty low here. He needs to be careful. Crate was dropped by, looked like 5-gauge. And Nas getting pretty low as well. Man, the health pool is really favoring this blue team. They're still down. Oh, we do see Anya taken into the downstate. That was a huge burst coming out from the Absurd. That could be detrimental to them making a comeback. Wakey, though. So Anya's going to be fully taken out. Wakey getting pretty low. He's going to be taken out. And we do see it coming off a respawn Florida Boy test. Oh, he's just going to make way to the midpoint rather than going for the decap over at the waterfall.
And that's it, Wakey is down. There we go. Okay, now Nos should be the next one, right? The correct focus.
Though. Yeah, but Backpack, Vampirins are on the pop for him. He's getting pretty low. Gets the seal off, but Nos, are we going to see an overcharge shot to interrupt the heal? The stop is going to come out. Oh, H-Man, though, taken down. Sunfish taken down. Just cleave Nos, and they'll take him out from this fight and get back H-Man and Sunfish. That's a huge pickup, only down about 50 points.
All right, and that's going to be it. That should be where this starts to tip, right?
Anaram's taken out as well. We do see it looks like Florida Boy Dustin going to be a little bit quicker to that waterfall node, able to get the decap. 4.5 minutes left in this game. This shouldn't go to timer. We do see Hibify go for the decap over at the quarry. Backpack needs to make way to the waterfall as soon as he can to make sure no full cap comes out in favor of the Absurd.
Now, real quick, 426, 381, right? We are so very close.
He's going to let him get the full cap.
Is he? Why?
Oh, man.
I don't think he can really afford to do that. You need to stop them immediately.
Well, he was pretty low. He got hit by a few nades he didn't want to get hit by.
Okay.
He should be able to get the decap. He's going to get help from H-Man.
Momentarily.
Oh, but Fanaram's going to come to the midpoint. He should be able to get that decap. We'll have to see. Anya's a little... These are fights all over the map. They're down about 40 points at this point in time. anything. That's 5 gauge was taken out up top. This is a very weird place to go down.
Yeah, it's, how do you, I mean, usually you don't even go up there.
So a 2 cap coming out in favor of the a Lord push coming out from Team Rocket, knowing, hey, it's our last shot. Let's give it all we got. But all 4 members of the Abjure, that is, going to be at the gate with them. They're all full health. Nas and Wakey over here. Good pull coming out from Toker, trying to slow down H-Man. Phantom going to come in with that FGS. They got a 3 cap. They've got about a few seconds here to take down the Lord. I think game number 2.
Anya's there. Anya's right up at
I don't think it's happening, no.
No?
No. Good Fear coming out from Wakey, but I think that's game number 2 in favor of the Abjured.
Yeah.
So close.
It's just, you've got seconds left. 500, that's gonna be it. The Abjured are going to be your champions. Yet another month absolutely dominating. Now, this is the closest month I've seen.
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely so.
Have you seen anything closer ever?
I've seen games that have been closer, but as a whole in the tournament, I haven't seen 2 teams get that close to taking out the Abjured. That was both teams that they only played 2 matches. They played Radioactive and they played Team Rocket. Both those teams really 2 games. They really showed that they can they can at least get super close to beating the Abjured. The score of that game, 101 point loss for Team Rocket. I think that was a little bit of inaccurate info. I think, that was a much closer game than it looked. They just gave them some points at the end. They got the kills. They kept picking up these kills, but the Abjured ultimately were just better rotations, getting cap after cap. Saw Toker get that full cap over at the waterfall.
Yeah.
But, just better rotations overall.
Yeah, overall, they just understand how to control the objectives because, you can go for kills, you can go for the secondary objectives like the Lords or other monsters, but you really just need to control the points.
Well, not to say Team Rocket doesn't know how to, just better over rotations.
Oh, of course.
Coming out from the Abjured.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, you always notice that. When you watch them, I feel like when you just approach, watching the Abjured, it seems like a trend. You just watch them flow, and you always see these little movements, and at first you kind of wonder, what is the Abjured thinking? From my perspective, when I didn't know the Abjured very well. Just watching them, you'd see the way they'd have someone leave and go to one of the other points. And it was always curious, the timing of it, because there never appears to be this huge, flashing red light which says, it's time to go to the side points.
Yeah.
Go do the side
It's just like,
caps.
as soon as they lost a member at the midpoint, as soon as they did, you just saw Toker just fly out of there, go to the waterfall, easily get the full cap, get some damage on the backpack, force him off the node, allowing them to just, get some points off of that cap, and ultimately hold it for the rest of the game until that Lord push came out. Team Rocket just kind of crumbled at the end, unfortunately. I thought that was the game. I thought they could have had a comeback. Unfortunately, my bold prediction did fail.
Now, I saw it too. It looked like it was going to happen, but you know what? Sometimes you get right up near that end, and you see 480 points, right?
Yeah, it was just a little bit of too big of a hole that they built for themselves there.
And it kind of kills your morale, too.
Yeah.
You see 480-ish points, and you start to go, oh, how could we possibly stop that,
Yeah.
Instead of maybe we can do this, because there's no margin for error at that point.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we saw the 2 cap coming out at the end of the game, and we thought Team Rocket had the comeback, though. They were getting kills, but they weren't getting caps. They were it was playing attrition rather than playing conquest.
Exactly. So just the little things like that, but we're seeing so much progress. It's really great to see. I know you'll be watching the weeklies and commentating them. Yeah. So be sure, of course, to follow Storm. He will be there. Of course, making sure you guys understand all the story along the way, helping me out as well. And, of course, we'll be back next month. See if you'll be able to join us again, sir.
I believe, I'm not sure, I don't believe it'll be me next month.
Okay, so you might take a break? Maybe
I believe it'll be Hurix next month.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I know you guys have commentated
yes,
together.
Yes, we've been commentating for months now, so he's going to get his stab at this as well, so I'm sure he'll enjoy it too.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Did you enjoy your time here? Thoughts on the broadcast?
Yeah, it was great. The broadcast everything here is pretty amazing. So really excited that I got the opportunity to cast here, and hopefully sometime in the future as well.
All right. Well, it's been a real pleasure to commentate here with you. It's been a pleasure to do this broadcast for all of you out there. So that's going to finish it for today. That's going to be Abjured taking first place. Second place going to Team Rocket. Third and fourth are going to be going to Insulin Junkies and to Radioactive. $1,000, $300, $100, and $100 dollars going to those teams. Thank you all very much. Good night. Good game.